Grill This, Smoke That is generously supported by Oven Brothers, makers of handcrafted Canadian-made wood-burning outdoor ovens for inspired chefs. Visit us at ovenbrothers.ca. Oven Brothers, from our family's backyard to yours.
Grill This, Smoke That is brought to you by Furtado Farms. For all your outdoor cooking needs, they're your premium source for cookwood. Whether it's pellets, chips, chunks, or logs, they've got you covered. Visit furtadofarms.ca for more info.
Kettleman's Bagels is proud to support Grill This, Smoke That. Kettleman's, makers of wood-fired Montreal-style bagels using only premium ingredients. With 3 Ottawa locations, Kettleman's menu is available 24/7, 365 days a year.
Ontario lamb, what could be better? Tell us why you picked that dish.
Well, I mean, it's like I say, it's one of the best quality products we have in Ontario, really. And the producers that are around here, I mean, you know, you go to the markets and you talk to these guys, and there's so much passion, you know, with the importance of what they feed them and how they take care of them, and so I mean, it comes out in the flavor, right? So anyway, I got 3 different racks here, and we're gonna just do a little. I'm just gonna show you a little bit quickly about how to butcher this down, which I didn't want to do it all right from, you know, right. It would be kind of a boring segment probably,
right.
But so here's a whole. You can see a little bit of a difference in the size too. I mean, when you're dealing with a product like that, local product, you're not always gonna get exactly, you know, whatever it's. If I get New Zealand lamb, it's 16 to 22 ounces. When I'm dealing with a farmer, I might get a little bit of variance, but that's the, you know, you work with that and you portion it accordingly. You know?
Absolutely.
So here's a whole piece, and then so you've got the bones have a little bit of fat and a little bit of a cap on that.
Right.
So we take that down a little bit here.
So that's called Frenching.
That's, well, exactly. And then we're gonna to French them completely down to this level. All we do is we just take our boning knife like this, and then we just get that last bit off.
Right.
And then
do a scrape.
Do a scrape down so that your bones are completely clean.
Right.
And then what we also did is we took out every second one on this. And the reason why we do that is because we want to have a nice, at the end when we cut it, we're going to have a nicer presentation where it's going to be
a nice thick
each one is one bone.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the finished.
So you start off with 8 bones, you're left with 4.
Exactly.
With a really nice
And at the
portion.
end, now you could, we're going to do this whole.
Okay.
Obviously we got, you know, nice large cookers here to do this with.
Exactly.
So we'll do it whole. It's still going to happen pretty quick. If you're in a hurry though, you want to do this as a grill on your barbecue at home and just grill it, then you could cut them into just the 4 chops.
And there's so many different ways that you can cook lamb. You can pan sear it, you can oven roast it, you can stuff it, you can do so much with it. And the flavor I find is a lot milder than other lambs that you find across the world because it's what they're eating. You know, it's clover and grasses and all kinds of good stuff.
So we're going to take a little bit of the rosemary here.
Right.
And we'll chop a bit of that up.
So this is how you're going to season your lamb?
That's right.
Okay. So we've got fresh rosemary. Nice little fine dice. You can smell it already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the minute you crack into rosemary, that smell is immediate.
Okay, we got a little bit of... also, we got some garlic and a little bit of Dijon mustard.
Beautiful.
So I'm just going to take my piece here.
Right.
We're going to hit it with a little bit of the Dijon.
So the Dijon is working 2 things. It's flavoring your meat, and it's allowing the seasonings to actually stick to the meat.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you can also do this, you know, you could do this a few hours before,
right,
and let it set up, or you could even do it overnight. We do it a lot of times. We marinate. You know, if we're doing a large amounts of this for a big catering or something like that, a few hundred people, then we hit it with the marinade, let it sit overnight. Next day, bang, we just finish it off, right? So
with a little olive oil.
A little bit of olive oil, and then we want a little bit of kosher salt and pepper, and you know what? Let's add a little bit of your seasoning as well. What do you think? Should we go with the?
You want to go with the fire lick, or we can just spread a little bit? Actually, why don't we? Make them merry.
Because we're using that, right? Yeah. Consistency of flavor.
Absolutely. And you don't need very much. Just a little bit to actually complement your garlic and your rosemary and everything else that you got in there.
Okay, so I'll finish this up on the marination, and then if we want to work on the veggies.
Absolutely. So we've got asparagus. Beautiful Ontario product. Love Ontario asparagus. and there's a quick way of cleaning them. There's a weak point in the actual spear, and when you cut them, they'll break perfectly in two. So you can actually get a big bunch, and that's a time saver. You can also grab a knife and just chop, but I can't be easier. So this can go into a stock pot. You can make stock with that, a nice vegetable stock. And we've got whole large pieces of sweet bell pepper. Now, when you're actually roasting or grilling peppers, it's good to actually keep them whole so they actually don't fall down the grit. So again, echo the flavors. A little bit of the sweet red rub. And what else do you want me to put in here?
So we're going to use a little bit of balsamic vinegar, and we're going to use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil.
A little extra virgin. And of course,
a little bit of salt and pepper.
A little salt and pepper.
And then we're just going to toss that up. So I guess the peppers are going to take a little bit longer than the asparagus. So
right.
Again, that can set up in the marinade for a little bit too.
That's, I think, what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So the lamb, we're going to put directly in the pan. So that goes in. And the vegetables will go in the pan, but later on. So we're going to start roasting the lamb, and when the lamb is almost finished, which should take...
I think it's going to take about, depending on the temperature, about 45 minutes.
About 45 minutes in the oven. And I'd say within 3 or 4 minutes of finishing off the lamb, we're going to throw the vegetables on and finish them off as well. So why don't we go to the grill? All right. My beautiful wood-fired oven is set to about 325, 350 degrees. We're going to put the lamb in. Going to shut the door. Let the oven do its work. And maybe an extra piece of wood in the fire. See you in about 35 minutes. On today's tool segment, I got to talk to you about Rotisserie Baskets. It's one of the best creations made when you just want to relax with your friends and not tend to the grill. Big baskets are great because you can load these things up full of chicken, vegetables, meat, anything you want, and let it tumble over an open flame and let that basket toss all that goodness for you. Today's basket is a huge one. And what I really like about it are these built-in paddles. Very, very important that actually redistributes whatever you're tumbling inside of that basket so it's all even. There's some baskets out there without these paddles and it'll just slide and slip and not really do any tumbling. This is like, you know, the dryer for food that's going on your grill. It's a brilliant tool. I love it. And when it comes to taking it apart, it's that easy. Goes in your dishwasher, love it. Rotisserie basket, simplified barbecue, right there.